Previously on Power Reviews.
You were sent by Hexagon to infiltrate Alphabet Soup, which crossed over into our world through an unstable interdimensional rift, and they believe that Mayo is the only person that can help them take control of it.
The Bleach Protocol.
It's the end of the world.
It's morphin' time.
Phantom Ranger.
When the portal was sealed, we lost signal. The Reconnaissance and Rescue Selective Quantum Utility Electronic Eyeline, Mark II, is operational. We need a portal. Be careful. We don't know what kind of effect the trip may have had on you.
Alphabet Soup is back in town.
So, what now?
And now, Database Rangers Power Review.
Greetings, Ranger fans, and welcome to my boredom. So now what? Music video mode. Matrix mode. Well. Noir mode. Had in toots. Warhol Mode. Well, those all seem to be working all right. Still don't know why we have them. What do you think, Zagger? Yeah, you're right. I should go see what Guy's up to. Hey, Guy. What are you up to today?
Work.
I still can't believe you're going back there.
I have to. The incident involving the Bleach Protocol may have scattered them, but now that Alphabet Soup is regrouping, it's only a matter of time before they come looking for me. And you.
But what if they find out about your whole double agentness?
They won't. I know how to cover my tracks, and the only two people with any reason to suspect anything were T-Alpha and T-Beta, and they're long gone now.
Which I think says something about how safe all of this is.
Do you have any better ideas?
Well, maybe you could use some backup.
I don't think so.
Oh, come on, there's gotta be something that I can do.
You can stay here.
Really?
It's the safest thing for you.
And it's been the safest thing for me since DB disappeared. I mean, I know Kay fudged my medical records so I don't have to go back into work, and she took care of that other stuff, but I can't stay cooped up in here forever. I just feel so...
helpless?
bored.
Well, you'll have to talk to Database and Kay about that.
I can't. Ever since he's come back, she's been taking up all his time with those brain scans of hers.
Engaging in primary cortical stimulation. Now. Do you have a question?
No.
Then why is your hand raised?
I don't know.
Well, at least take a little protection. I just finished working on the Squee 3PO.
Squee 3PO?
Yep.
What does that stand for?
I haven't decided yet, but it'll let us keep track of you in the field. That way, if you get in over your head, boom, we swoop on in and get you out of there.
And by we, I assume you mean the Phantom.
Yeah, right. Of course.
What?
I mean, it's just, you're super secret agent, man, and Kay's a dimension-hopping super genius, and DB is a Power Ranger. What does that make me?
The only one of us with a chance at a normal life.
Squee 3PO, active and tracking. At least that works. Maybe Kay and DB could use some help with their science project. Hey guys.
Hey, Mayo.
Quiet, please.
Sorry. It apparently disrupts her readings when I speak.
And yet you continue to do so.
Sorry.
Is there something we can help you with?
Just hoping to make myself useful.
Well, we already have everything well in hand here.
But isn't there something I can do? Anything.
Go review an episode.
Really? Sorry.
If Database's theory about the parallel nature of events holds merit, then it would behoove us to continue our analyses. Since the rest of us are already otherwise occupied, that leaves you.
All right then. I'll try and do you guys proud.
Greetings, Ranger fans, and welcome to Power Reviews. Well, it looks like it's just me today, so without further ado, let's get started with episode 3 of Power Rangers Super Megaforce, Blue Saber Saga. Things start off on the Armada flagship, where we're introduced to Vikar's newest master swordsman, Skatana, which I'm pretty sure is the name of a 90s alternative band. So while they're slicing, dicing, and making julienne apples, Emma checks up on Noah in the computer lab.
Do you want to come and photograph the moonflowers with me? They only bloom once a year.
Why do I have the feeling this applies to every flower she photographs? Noah apparently has no interest in hanging out in the moonlight with a pretty girl, but once he sees how much trouble she's having carrying all her gear, he decides to be a gentleman and help out, and is promptly turned into a power pack mule.
Sure you don't need help with that?
You can't tell anyone this, but I'm more than just a computer geek. I'm actually a superhero from time to time.
Don't worry. Secret's safe with me.
Unfortunately, their little bonding session is quickly interrupted by...
Witness my skill!
I really doubt they had time to properly evacuate those buildings. That's pretty terrible, actually. So the pair ditch their bags and head on over to face off against the misogynistic monster.
I'll start with a puny girl.
Her name is Emma. Don't you dare talk about her that way.
Dude, why can't she just tell off the monster herself? This is not the Middle Ages.
How chivalrous of you.
Luckily, the rest of the team appears to back up their friends, and they all morph into the Power Rangers Megaforce.
I'll still get you, Blue Ranger.
No, you won't.
Nice comeback. And then they immediately power up to Super Mega Mode, because I suppose that normal mode is only good for lousy quips now.
Finish, Jets.
Finally done mightily morphing, the Rangers go toe-to-toe with the X-Borgs, while Noah duels one-on-one with Skatana for some reason.
Seriously, Noah's good, but that guy can cut through buildings. No one should face that alone.
My thoughts exactly. So, while they're busy playing switcheroo again, Noah's skills are being put to the test by Skatana's ultimate attack, the Blade of Infinity. It doesn't go particularly well for him. Fortunately, his teammates arrive before the monster swordsman can finish the job.
We will finish our duel, Blue. It'd be over already if not for your friends. Meet me on the beach tomorrow.
You probably should have given him an actual time to meet. Otherwise, you might be waiting for a while. It doesn't look like that'll stop the Blue Ranger from taking up the challenge, though.
He's got a point.
Not unless you count his sword! Or the blades on his head. Or his shoulders. Never mind. The point is that accepting this duel is a very bad idea. Even Vikar recognizes that this is silly.
You had the Rangers exactly where you wanted them. Yet you walked away and let them live?
That is correct.
Anyway, while Skatana's busy promising that his next encounter with the Rangers will be their last, Jake goes looking for Noah, and is shocked to find out that he's not in the computer room for once.
You see Noah?
He's not in the computer room?
Does he just live there or something? Convinced that he must be off practicing, they prepare to go and find him. But unfortunately, Mr. Burley's got other ideas.
Hey, you, what's your name again?
Me or her?
You, James.
It's Jake.
Well, I guess you can't expect the school's only teacher to know everybody's name. So while Jake helps Burley with his electrodynamometer, Emma and her woodland knowledge find Noah in the legendary bamboo forests of Harwood County, where he's apparently invented some sort of rope-powered device for making human pincushions. For someone who's supposed to be the smart guy in the group, this dude has a lot of bad ideas.
Stay back!
After managing to somehow slice up his sleeve and hurt his shoulder without actually drawing any blood, Noah explains to Emma how badly he wants to do this on his own.
If I get better, the team gets better.
Okay, that at least makes some kind of logic, but it still doesn't explain why he's not at least keeping somebody on standby to make sure he doesn't get turned into a steel-spined hedgehog. Or how a guy who was using a crossbow, a staff, and a blaster last year is now able to slice flying swords in half by the light of the moon. No matter how cool it might look, kids!
Don't try this at home. Whoa!
The next morning, Emma wakes up to find Noah gone. Now I'm convinced that absolutely none of these people have beds. Or homes. Or parents! But she does manage to find him just in time to hand off her Super Mega Saber before he heads off to face Skatana at the beach, and morph directly into Super Mega Mode. They can do that? Anyway, the monster cues up his Blade of Infinity, and although Noah is fully prepared to deflect it, he's not quite prepared for the trio of bruisers to grab his arms and legs.
You came alone, and I came prepared.
So, surprise, surprise, the evil space alien is a cheater, and a nearby unmorphed Emma has to go to Super Mega Mode to help out, making that whole normal Megaforce mode morph sequence from the beginning even more pointless. The others aren't far behind, sailing in on the skyship to help take on the Bruisers and the X-Borgs, while Noah tries for a best 2 out of 3 with Skatana. And after a quick skirmish thins the herd a bit, they decide to step things up and go legend.
Wait for it. And I hope you're not lactose intolerant because the second half of that word is dairy.
Legendary Ranger Mode, Jungle Fury! Jungle Beast, Spirit Unleashed!
Hey, look, Zagger! Kitty Cat Rangers! So once the bruisers are sufficiently bruised up, the Super Mega Rangers Super Mega swap over to SPD to finish them off. Meanwhile, Noah finally gets his chance to counter the Blade of Infinity, bisecting Skitana's sword and stabbing the cheating cheater who cheats right in his cheaty face.
Impressive, but I doubt you've mastered the Infinite Octoblade attack!
Infinite Octoblade?
You keep using that word. I don't think it means what you think it means.
Yeah, it turns out that Lavira had upgraded his armor overnight, and crazy bladed tentacle whips weren't really something that Noah had planned on. Luckily, his friends are more than willing to help out by throwing more swords at him.
Ultimate Super Saber!
Okay, I'm pretty sure that's not how the whole combining weapons thing is supposed to work. And yet somehow, despite how utterly ridiculous it is for one guy with 2 arms to be using 5 swords, this does manage to counter the monster's attack. And with the power of 5 past Blue Rangers, one of them being him, Noah puts Skitana down for the count. Unfortunately, that count isn't particularly long, as Lavira maximizes him and the 3 bruisers, who can apparently now combine into a crazy laser-shooting fighter jet surfboard, forcing the Rangers to summon the legendary, totally not a pirate Megazord.
Rangers, your teamwork and Blue's determination has unlocked the Mystic Force Megazord.
That seems both oddly convenient and totally out of context. Good job.
Mystic Force Legendary Dragon Sword, activate!
Dude, they're really flying a dragon! That's kind of awesome! So after wrecking Skitana's ride and blasting the last bruiser with a Super Mega Starburst, they unleash their final finisher on the Foul Fencer by basically flying circles around him until he blows up. Yeah, that spell seal was kind of less awesome. But at least it gets the job done. After the battle, the teens all meet up at the park to congratulate Noah on a job well done and sum up the lesson of the day.
You know, I learned today that with friends and determination, you can achieve anything.
Even becoming a master of stabby sharp things overnight. What a wonderful lesson for kids. And that's the end of our episode. So, what did I think of it? Well, it was okay. Not great, not terrible, just okay. I mean, this seems to be pretty standard fare for Power Rangers. Monster shows up, beats up one of the Rangers, said Ranger figures out how to beat the monster, and saves the day. It's about as close to standard formula as you can come without Bulk and Skull doing something stupid. We do have some serious logic problems here, like Noah suddenly becoming a master swordsman, and the Rangers suddenly being able to skip regular Megaforce mode, and that crazy flying dragon having absolutely nothing to do with the rest of the plot, but it's clearly being done to allow for complex action-packed fight scenes that really seem to be the main focus of this season anyway. But apart from that, I'm not really sure what else to say about this one. Hey, DB! I know you're busy over there, but...
Don't worry, we're done here. And he's been technopathically observing this episode the whole time.
Sorry.
It's fine. Go on. I'm still able to gather more than enough data to work with.
Alright, so there are a few things to go over real quick. First of all, there's the fact that this is our sort of kind of not really Mystic Force tribute episode, which is the reason why we get the crazy flying dragon.
Wait, Mystic Force? That's the one with the cool capes, right?
Yep, not the best season, largely due to a super rushed villain-packed Red Ranger-centric third act, ultimately leading to a very messy finale, but the supporting characters are given great development throughout, and during those first 2 acts, things are pretty solid. Plus, the whole mystical motif does make for some very pretty suit and Zord designs, and the overall theme of magical fantasy is, if nothing else, an interesting novelty.
I might need to check that one out. I haven't been able to get to LARP in ages.
In that case, you might get a kick out of it. The guy who played Chip, the Yellow Ranger, Nick Sampson, actually voiced Skitana in this episode. Anyway, the next part, which is actually really interesting, is just who wrote this episode. Jason Smith, who you might not know, but he played...
Casey Rhodes, the Red Tiger Ranger from Power Rangers Jungle Fury.
Wow, you are really fast on that thing, aren't you? So, between that fascinating tidbit, the legendary morphs, and the plotline of learning a new fighting technique overnight, this actually ends up playing out more like an episode of Jungle Fury than Mystic Force.
You mean the Kitty Cat Rangers?
Exactly. And finally, we just had an awkwardly handled, confidence-driven, Noah-focused story as the 3rd episode of last season, giving this whole thing an oddly redundant feel to it. So, overall...
Oh, and I almost forgot. The worst part of this episode has to be how Emma's personal agency is completely undermined in the name of advancing Noah's character. I mean, it's bad enough he wouldn't let her fight alongside him, but when he won't even let her speak for herself, that's putting her half a step away from the frigid air.
So would you like to wrap things up then?
Me? Yeah, sure. Overall, despite being fairly well structured and having a few nifty character-driven action sequences, the fact that this episode has to both sacrifice logic and completely undermine the strength of another character in order to do so makes this first outing by a Power Rangers alum mediocre at best. So join us next week when we'll be looking at episode 4 of Power Rangers Super Megaforce. Oh no.
What is it?
The Squeak 3PO.
The what?
What does that stand for?
I haven't decided yet, but it's monitoring Guy right now.
An alphabet soup!
Yeah.
And I take it by the alarms and the no-nos that things are not going well?
Bingo. I equipped this thing with the same sort of sensors that we have in Kay's workstation, and I think we have another tear.
What?